Tunes are starting, it's ready to go. My name is Matt Carter and welcome to episode number 102 of the show right here on Shaw TV. Our musical guests right behind me, the trio of Erik Johnson, Gary Holmes, and Bruce Hartridge, the band Snake Island Railroad. We actually featured him on the show a number of months back and we're very excited to have him back in the studio, and I'm very excited to talk songwriting with Erik later on this hour. Also coming up on this episode, well, if you watch the show, you know no one enjoys a good laugh more than I do, though my good laughs tend to come from bad jokes. But what if you could, yeah, see, Raymond knows what I'm talking about, but what if you could combine laughter with yoga? That's sort of that element of pursuit. How could those two pursuits together benefit you? Well, we're going to find out when Shea sits down and gets the giggles with life coach and laughter yoga leader Lynn Brunet, and we'll talk about her Revved and Ready program. Now, computers, they're quite often on our gift lists come Christmas time. Our director, Todd Jones, for instance, needs a new disk drive for his Commodore 64. But what if instead of buying something new, you could breathe new life into your system by upcycling? Anna's going to look into how to upcycle your computer as opposed to recycling your computer, and definitely not bicycling your computer, though if anyone could do that, it would probably be Anna. We're going to find out by chatting with computer technician David Vincent, who according to his website actually did start out with a Commodore VIC-20, so he'll be giving some help to Todd as well. We're very proud to have personal trainer Kasey Scott back on the show, kicking off a new series of exercise and wellness segments. So that's coming in about 20 minutes, so basically you have 20 minutes to get your yoga pants ready. Yeah, you too, Howie. Absolutely. All right, we're also going to welcome Alex Reyes back to the show. We had him here on the last episode talking about the Hip Hop Toys for Tots fundraiser, and now he's back with Connor Ingram to talk about a new event called Hoodies for the Homeless. Love the activism from these guys. You're going to love the hoodies as well. They're going to sit down and tell us about it with our own Brian Sugiyama. But first, right now, we're going to go back to the future with the Nanaimo High School celebrating quite a bit of an anniversary, and if you're one of the alumni from this high school, you're definitely going to want to sit down and learn about it. So call me the professor and class is in session. It's the show right here on Shaw TV.
Well, we're here today to talk about an anniversary coming up in one of the local high schools, and that high school is Woodlands Secondary, and it's been open since 1955. That's 60 years. I have with me Rick Becker, music program director, and Emily Blake, who is one of the graduates of the music program. Rick, can you tell us when exactly that's happening?
Yes, it's happening February 12th and 13th in 2016.
And you told me earlier it's not only an anniversary, but it's an alumni weekend. So you're welcoming every alumni that ever went through the halls of Woodlands.
Yeah, and I've heard that there are people coming back from the first year. So it's going to be a very special alumni gathering.
Good. We'll get to you, Emily, in a second, but Rick, there's been some people that have come through Woodlands Secondary that are fairly prominent. Can you tell us about a couple of them?
Well, I'm not responsible for this one, but when Woodlands Secondary School was a junior secondary school, Diana Kroll was a graduate of that program. Since then, we've also had a young lady named Rebecca Hennessy, who's a prominent Toronto musician and trumpet instructor, and also Alison Crow, who is a songwriter and vocalist who is well known in the world.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment. I can't say that you were necessarily the instructor for all of those past graduates, but you certainly had an impact on the music program throughout the years there.
Yeah, this is my 21st year at Woodlands Secondary School.
So you've been there for 21 of those 60 years. Okay, Emily, you're a graduate of the music program. What year did you graduate?
I graduated 2013.
Okay, and you're involved in the organizing of this event with the people at Woodlands?
Yeah, I'm just starting to get into communication about it. I just found out about it, but I'm really excited so far, hearing all the people that are planning to come and getting to meet so many new people who have experienced the same things as I did through the music program.
Rick, like many anniversaries, you're inviting a lot of the alumni, so there's going to be a lot of events that happen. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those?
Yeah, on the Friday evening, that's the February 12th, there will be a sports event for recent alumni, including basketball and volleyball. And we're hoping to get some of the old timers there too. So it should be a fun evening. There might be some musical entertainment that evening, and I know there'll be treats. And then on the Saturday, we're having an open house There'll be cake, which will be a big draw, and then we'll also have music throughout the day with current Woodlands band students, and then there's a alumni band that's slowly in the making, and we're going to have some musicians back, not only from local community, but some coming from farther away.
Good. And it's always surprising, and it's a great time for people to get back together again. Emily, you're a recent graduate, but you're looking forward to contacting some of your people who might have graduated in 2013, who might not be very far away right now.
Yeah, a lot of them are pretty close. I've started talking to a few of them about this event and trying to get as many people as I can from my year, because it'd be great to reconnect with a lot of friends that I haven't seen in about 2 or 3 years. So yeah, it'll be a fun time.
Rick, where are all the events happening? Are they happening right on the site of Woodlands?
There will be all events right on the site of Woodlands, and there will be displays of memorabilia and lots of things to go back and remember and enjoy there.
And for more information, people can look up on, I think we've got the graphics up, a Facebook site for if they look up Woodlands Woodlands 60th anniversary. As well, I guess you can call the school if they can remember that number if they've been to Woodlands. And what's that number again, Rick? 250-753-2271. And there's an email address, and that's at woodlandsanniversary@gmail.com. So it's one of those things that if you've been through those halls and you've had some involvement with Woodlands, whether it be in their sports programs or music programs, take a look at what's going on February 12th and 13th. Thank you for coming in, Rick. Thank you for coming in, Emily. And we'll throw it over to Shea, who's all revved and ready.
Thanks, Brian. Yes, as we gear down from the year 2015, it's a great time to reflect on all that's happened, all the good things and the challenges, and get some new focus and clarity and goals for the coming year. So I have Lynn Brunet here today, who's offering a program called Revved and Ready for 2016. Hey, Lynn.
Hey.
Hey. So yeah, tell us more about this program that you've created.
Super excited. So we are people, humans, we're into rituals, and the New Year is a big ritual time. So I have my own rituals that I do, and I thought, I want to do something different, and I want to share that with other people. So visuals are so powerful. So I put together this program with 2 great things that I thought I would bring together. And one is using visuals in terms of helping people wrap up the year and really, what did you learn from this year, and what do you want to do moving forward? So visuals are just so powerful.
Yeah.
So I thought that we'll do that. We'll have fun rather than, I don't really like to call things workshops. We don't want to hear work.
Yeah.
I want it to be fun.
Play shop.
Yeah, play shop. So I thought we'll use some visuals. They're fun, they're different, they're quirky, and just start asking ourselves the questions. Maybe we need to leave some things behind in 2015. I know I do. So why not? Let's have fun while we're doing that, and just sort of wrap up things, like you said, that we need to wrap up, and let's look forward to the new year and have fun doing that.
Great. So are you imagining some group processes? What could people expect if they came to Revved and Ready for 2016? What would they be doing?
Yeah. So what they would be doing is really, one thing is coming together, being in a group is really powerful. We get ideas from other people, and we get the energy from other people.
Yeah.
So what they can really expect is to have a little bit of clarity and maybe something that's been bugging them, that they can sort of leave and have a clearer focus and get excited for the new year, get excited for their life again, and feel good about it, and maybe just leave with less stress is the big thing, because we get to this season and we're so stressed out, and we're sort of just flying into the new year, and it's like, yeah, I want to do this and that, and these are my goals, and we're not really prepared to do that. So they're going to have fun, but they're also going to get clarity, less stress, and feel rejuvenated and renewed and excited about life again.
Nice.
That there's possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know from reading a bit on your website that you became a life coach from a bit of a life challenge that happened for you. So tell us more about your inspiration to become a life coach and what the passion is for coaching people in their lives is for you.
Well, there's always a breakdown that leads us to a breakthrough, and for me it was waking up one day not being able to walk or stand. And I didn't know why. I didn't know if it was going to last forever. But I knew that I had become so unhappy with where I was in my life. And so here I was, I couldn't go to work anymore and stuck on my back. So then it forced me to slow down and think about, okay, Lynn, where do you want to go? What is it you want to do? You know, we're whispering to you, but you're not paying attention. So we're getting your attention now. So that was the beginning of it. And then I started thinking, what are the things that I really enjoyed doing? What are the things I'd forgotten about? And I started thinking about helping people, and I've always been into self-help and all those things. Tony Robbins, my all-time mentor hero, and that really paved the way. And then I started looking into exactly what is that? How could I fit into that? So that was the beginning of that for me. Was I had to stop doing what I was doing.
Yeah, so you had a big event that took you out, and your hope is to help with the Revved and Ready for 2016 to give people that opportunity to get clarity without having to.
Don't let life, yeah.
And we're going to have you come back later on the show and give us a little taste of laughter yoga, so we're looking forward to that. So we're going to hear some more music from the band.
Girl, I'm so lonesome for you, down in this Mexican town, a bad shade of blue. I go where the company sends me, all what the customers say, 600 miles down the road for 8 hours paid. But it ain't the distance that's killed me, just kill an hour or two as I walk through this town. Every sight, every sound brings back those memories of you. Nightfall's on Nogales and those border lights come on. I got time for just this phone call before they wake me on. Heading north to Arizona, under skylight, blood red wine. As nightfall's on Nogales, about to cross that line. Music drifts from the canteen like a carnival out on the street. Search for your smile and your laughter in every face I meet. We spent together, it was wine and old Spanish songs. We danced through the Sonoran twilight. Tell me where I went wrong. Nightfall's on Nogales, I know what I must do. Take any road that's going, girl, that takes me back to you. I'm searching for an answer, and I'm hoping for a sign. Nightfall's on Nogales, wishing you were still mine. As I walk through this town, every sight, every sound brings back those memories of you. Nightfall's on Nogales, and those border lights come on. Got my diesel parked and running, girl, about to wave me on. Heading north to Arizona, the skylight, blood red wine. Night falls on Nogales. And night falls on Nogales.
Great stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Snake Island Railroad right here in the Shock TV studios. Erik Johnson, Gary Holmes, Bruce Hartridge, thank you guys very much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Erik, I'm going to bring you up to the mic here. Let's, if I may nominate you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Lead guitarist always gets the attention.
That's how it
right?
goes, yeah.
So anyways, thanks so much for being here. Had you guys back in February. Really happy to have you back. So tell us about the song we just heard there, Nightfall's on Nogales.
That's something I wrote, and I wrote it in Nogales, Mexico. Well, a number of years, probably 15 years ago, probably. And I was wandering through town at sundown, and I was in a back alley, unbelievably, and $1,000 in my cowboy boots, and went down to buy some horse gear. And I was just sitting out there, and the sun went down over Nogales, and the Arizona sky, and I guess it's an orange sky, does things to you. So I wrote that song on my drive back to I guess I was working in Scottsdale.
That's Arizona.
Yeah.
Now, we talked off air before we came on here about songwriting. It's a lot of experience. Obviously, we've talked about you in Arizona and through Nashville. Written many songs, many artists, including some recent title tracks with award-winning blues artists like Jim Bearns and Nanaimo's own David Gogo. Yep. Tell us about the title tracks to those albums they recently put out.
Well, I wrote the Jim Bearns title track, That River, years ago, and I guess he had heard it somewhere. I don't know who pitched it to him, but he picked it up and decided he was going to do it, and it meant something to him because it reminded him of I guess he had an aunt that had lost a husband that went down to the Mississippi River in St. Louis looking for him every night and never did find him, and so it kind of appealed to him. So it became the title track, and Vicksburg Call is a co-write with David Gogo, one of the alumni around here, and that was just a fun thing to write. I didn't know it was going to be a title track. I guess I always hoped that it's going to be, but that was a bonus.
Absolutely, yeah. So obviously David Gogo, a lot of our viewers are going to be familiar with him. So put a lot of great blues on. So what's the process like? How does he reach out to you and say, hey, I want to work on a track together? How does it all get started?
David and I worked together years ago. Before I went to Nashville, we wrote some material, and because I had met Mike Gogo, the Cedar guy, and he said you should write with my son, and so we kind of did. And I went away for a while. He came down to visit us off and on, and we got together just I guess last year, and he was going to do another album because he's done about 14, I guess, and we decided to try it again, and we came up with Vicksburg Call, and it was fun, real fun.
What's the difference, the process between writing a song for someone else as opposed to writing a song for yourself to perform?
For me, it's kind of the same because one thing I think I've discovered is that if you don't write it for yourself, nobody else is going to do it. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who just write for other people, and they write differently for themselves. I tried that, and it's kind of formulaic for me to do it like that. So now I kind of, if I don't want to do it, then it just doesn't get cut. It doesn't get pitched, So, yeah.
Quality there. So, talking more about songwriting, obviously again, a lot of our viewers are going to be musicians as well, beginning to songwriting. So, let's say, all right, imagine you're the teacher of a songwriting class.
Right.
First week class, who do you tell your students to go and listen to for learning the songwriting craft?
I think everybody's different, but we were discussing this before. I'm a Laura Nero fan. I'm a fan of a lot of different writers. Lowell George from Little Feat. I mean, it goes on and on. There's just great writers out there. Tony Arata, from a country point of view, is my favorite songwriter, period. I think he's the best there is. I mean, there's just so many of them, and the greats that wrote, Heard It Through the Grapevine, or, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Stanford Simpson. There's just a million of them out there that have been great songwriters throughout history, and, going back to the Ice Age, probably. But those are my touchstones, I suppose, Laura Nero and the Little Feat guys.
So there you go. A great songwriter doesn't just write; they listen.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap things up here again. Really glad you guys are here. Looking forward to some more music later on the show. So thanks again. Great stuff from Snake Island Railroad. You're very welcome. Thanks, guys. All right, so we're going to switch our gaze right now over to computers. Now, the only bits and bytes that I'm certified to work on is that bowl of roasted Shreddies and Cheerios usually on the table once all the sourdough cookies are gone, or sourdough cookies, are those the ones? Yeah, Raymond likes them. All right, so anyways, let's send it over to Anna. She's going to introduce us someone who looks a little bit more about improving computers than I do. So Anna, over to you.
Thank you, Matt. Christmas is one of my favorite times of the year. One thing that we always have a hard time is getting new ideas, and we don't always think about recycling, buying something that's been recycled. And today my guest, Dave Vincent, welcome Dave.
Hi.
He recycles computers. That's what you do. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely part of what I do.
And what a great Christmas gift idea.
Yeah. In my work, I see a lot of people, I upgrade a lot of people to new machines. They often have old things left over. And I hate the thought of something useful going into a landfill somewhere or moldering in a garage or something.
Go green.
When it can get used and, you know, enrich somebody's life, a kid or somebody who needs to look for work and needs a way to get online and get their resume out or something like that. You know, like there's all sorts of uses that these things could be doing instead of just sitting somewhere.
Definitely.
You know?
I love that idea. Actually, it's great. Now, you also brought some computers.
Yeah.
And can you just give us a little tour?
Sure.
How's that?
I brought a very old Mac here because I see a lot of these. People love them. They've lasted a really long time. A lot of them have been through all sorts of hell and just come through great. But this guy, as beautiful as it is, it's 8 years old. It's really no good anymore for somebody who needs a day-to-day machine. Because Apple no longer creates software for this. So if you're using the internet on here, you aren't using a current version of the software and you're more open to security problems, information leaking, that kind of thing.
Now, is that because Apple is always coming up with new and more improved
It's
product,
the march of
right?
technology, yeah. Everything is always moving forward and moving forward. So my pro tip...
I'm a Mac girl, by the way.
My pro tip for a Mac is you find the serial number on it. If you Google search for find Mac serial number, you'll find basic instructions on how to do that.
Oh, wow.
But if you take that serial number and pump it into a website called everymac.com, it'll give you all the specs about it. It'll tell you how much memory it could possibly take. It'll tell you when it was built, and it'll tell you what version of the software it'll support right now.
Seriously?
So you can go and see this guy
Your
stopped
history.
at 10.7. They're on 10.11 now. It's no longer supported, and it's not a good machine to use unless, say, you need a DVD player.
Right. Well,
portable DVD player, it's great.
That is the beauty of this laptop, because it does have a drive.
They had not abandoned that one. Yeah.
And that's what I'm missing in my little laptop, actually.
Yeah.
So for someone like myself, I would love to buy something like this so I can actually have that capability.
Good as a DVD player in the car for the kids or something like that. No good as a banking machine, day-to-day kind of, that kind of thing, right?
Security-wise,
Yeah, you basically want something that's able to run Yosemite or later, the latest versions of their stuff. And everymac.com will tell you that if you punch in that serial number.
And they're also very helpful. I know I've had some issues in the past where they're pretty good. Not as good as you, though.
Well, thanks for saying that. I brought my iPad 2. I've got an iPad 1, and it is almost useless now. You can't browse the web on it. It crashes all the time. About the only things I've got on it now are Netflix for the kids and Minecraft for the kids. So we sit in the ferry lineup and they can do with that kind of thing.
And why?
But an iPad 2 still runs the latest version of Apple's software.
Okay.
And even though this is the crappiest iPad 2 they ever made, it still runs all this stuff just fine, and I can use it for all sorts of modern applications.
And so if somebody brings you something like this, what would you do with it then to refurbish it?
We have to do a factory reset to just wipe out everything that was on there from the person before, make sure it's gone, and then set it up as new.
Right. Okay.
Not very hard to do, doesn't take very long. But it's a really necessary step. If you're giving away something or gifting somebody a used machine, you got to make sure that your data is destroyed off of there so it doesn't go out into the world.
For privacy too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now we've done Mac. We're going to come back and we're going to do PCs.
Yeah, sounds great.
And right now we're going to go over to, I would like to welcome our newest host on the show. And her name is Kasey Scott. She has been a guest on our show a couple times, and she also has done segments on Go Island, as well as she had a regular fitness program on Shaw TV in Squamish, and that was a regular thing she had. Welcome, Kasey. We are so happy to have you here. Take it away.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you. I am so excited to share with you some of the amazing fitness segments that I have planned for you in the new year. We are going to have Christina and Sarah from Food and Ink. They're going to be here to talk to us about some of the typical not so good choices with appetizers, foods like that we eat all too often, and how to turn those into really delicious but a much healthier choice. And then I'm kind of going to convert that for you into how many burpees, lunges, and squats that can actually save you. We're going to talk to Dr. Barry White from Atlas Chiropractic. We're going to talk about the importance of body alignment and form, not just in the gym, but at work and play, how important it is to hold your body properly. We're going to bring in the girls from Jumpstart Outdoor Boot Camp that I work with to show you some of the ways that you can get fit in the great outdoors with absolutely no equipment. But in the meantime, today we want to talk a little bit about the holidays and making sure we get through those successfully. We want to talk about New Year's resolutions. Year after year after year, we make these plans, and quite often they really make sense in our head, but they kind of just stay in our head. So today we want to get them on paper. We want to make sure that we are setting SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T. We're going to break that down. Albert Einstein once said, or does say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I think we're all really, really guilty of that. So if you are one of those people guilty of that, get yourself a pen and paper and jot this down. Let's start on the SMART goals with S. S stands for specific. Goals need to be specific in order to be attainable, okay? Wanting to lose weight, that's not specific. Wanting to get in shape, who's going to tell you when you're in shape? Who defines what in shape is? Okay, those are non-specific goals. I want to climb to the top of Mount Benson. That is specific, because you know what? When I get there, it's obvious I achieved my goal. I get to give myself a pat on the back. We like to be successful. We like to know that we achieved what we set out to do. I want to run 5K in less than 45 minutes. So when I finish that run and I look at my little run keeper and it says, yay, it's only been 35 minutes, I have succeeded. I'm going to want to do this again. Moving on to M, your goals need to be measurable. You need to know where you are in order to know where you should be going. So maybe, I don't promote jumping on a scale every day, but have an idea what you weigh. Have an idea what you should weigh, the low range, the high range, and find a way to make sure you're staying in there. Measure yourself with a measuring tape, percent body fat. You need to know the norms of what is healthy and what is not so that you can measure yourself and make sure you stay in that. A is action. You need an action plan. We say, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times this week, hit a yoga class, maybe take the kids swimming. And does it really happen? Not until it gets into your day timer or on your calendar or whatever organizes the rest of your life. Make yourself a priority. I'm going to go Monday morning to Kasey's 9:15 spin class. It's leg day on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'll take a day off. Thursday, we'll go swimming. Get an action plan. It needs to be in writing. It needs to be written down to make sure it happens. R is realistic. This is probably where most people go wrong. If you set unrealistic goals, you have set yourself up for failure. And when we fail at things, we don't want to do them again. I certainly know that I don't want to do them again. Realistic, if you are a bigger, larger boned person, wanting to be a tiny, small boned person is unrealistic. It's not going to happen, people. If you are 6 feet tall and your goal is to weigh 120 pounds, it's probably not going to happen. If you're going to lose weight on this new running plan because your best friend or your neighbor lost weight running and you hate running or you don't even own running shoes, you have set an unrealistic plan. It's not going to happen. You need to be real. It needs to fit your lifestyle. It needs to fit what's available to you. Planning on going to the gym, but you can't afford a gym membership? There are other things. There is something for everybody. You need to get real and figure out what is going to work for you. Then we get to T, timed. You need a target date. You need accountability. You need a mini goal that's going to be maybe in 2 months, I'm going to sign up for the Run to Conquer Cancer down at the waterfront. I'm going to do this 5K. In 6 months, I'm going to sign up for Tough Mudder, a bigger, harder goal. So whatever those goals are, you need accountability. You need to get them down on paper. Mini goals keep you on track. They keep you focused. That could be that 1 pound a week, whereas bigger goals, what's going on back there? Hey, I said no to the pizza. That was my goal tonight, was to get through it.
I set a goal of eating 6 pizzas before the show, and I succeeded.
Did you succeed?
Is that the kind of goal I should be setting?
Well, I think I'm going to have a little chit chat with Matt about goal setting.
I think I'm going to have to watch Kasey's segment every episode. Sorry, I didn't mean. I'm going to clean the floor.
You're going to clean the floor, and you're going to set some smart goals.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Yes.
Awesome, great. Thanks so much, Kasey. Thank you so much for being here. Please, big round of applause for Kasey. So glad to have our new host here.
Thank you.
I pledge never to eat 6 whole pizzas in a go again, as tasty as Mambo's is.
You do that.
Exactly, please do. Awesome. Again, thanks, Kasey Scott, once again being here. All sorts of stuff. We're going to talk about health and wellness. Looking forward on the show, and so glad again to have her here. You're watching, of course, the show right here on Shaw TV. We're about halfway through the program, and so far we've learned about the 60th anniversary of Woodlands Secondary School right here in Nanaimo, and all the festivities go along with that. We've found out about the Revved and Ready program coming up. We've got some laughter yoga with that coming up later on as well. We've met Snake Island Railroad. We're going to hear some more music from them as well. Learn how to upcycle instead of recycle your computers with David Vincent of Sleep Deprived Computer Techs. And of course, now we just learned a lot more about health and wellness, setting goals with Kasey Scott. Coming up, as mentioned, we got some laughter yoga, which I'm really looking forward to this on here with Lynn Brunet. Talk more about computers with David. And in addition, we're going to find out about the Hoodies for the homeless program. Looking forward to that as well. But first thing right now, we're going to send things back over to our musical guests. So without any further ado, a song called Angola Bound. It's Snake Island Railroad on the show on Shaw TV.
Lucky last summer when I got my time. My boy got 100, I got 99. Boss say walk and a captain say run. Down to Louisiana, get your burdens on. If it wasn't for the captain and the shanking hound, I'd be with my woman now before the sun go down. Come up here a laughing and a running, boy, and it won't take long. Gonna wish you was a baby boy back in your mama's, back in your mama's. Come down from the field with the cotton in tow. Don't want no trouble like the boys I know. Captain, oh Captain, don't you be so cruel. Work me harder than a worker than a mule. If it wasn't for the captain and the shanking hound, I'd be with my woman now before the sun goes down. Come up here a laughing and a running, boy, and it won't take long. Gonna wish you was a baby boy back in your mama's, back in your mama's. Angola bound, Angola bound, down to Louisiana, get your burdens on, Angola bound. See my mama tell her this for me. A long time till the boy get them free. Angola bound, Angola bound, down to Louisiana, get your burdens on, Angola bound.
you. That was awesome. And we're back at recycling computers. How exciting. I think it's a great thing that you do, Dave. Awesome. Now we're going to go to the PCs.
The PC land. Yeah. I brought this machine, which is it's about a 3 or 4 year old laptop. And this would be an excellent machine to upcycle and gift to somebody or that kind of thing. The way I know is it's a Windows 7 machine.
Right.
Anything 7 or newer is pretty good and is able to run their latest Windows 10
It is.
without real problems.
We
right?
still use Windows 7 at work.
If
so.
somebody's trying to give you a machine with a Windows XP sticker on it, say no thank you.
No.
Same with Windows Vista, that's best left unsaid kind of thing. Right? They're not
Because
as
they're
easy.
obsolete, is that why?
Yeah, they're pretty obsolete and they're going to be very old.
And you can't really do much to refurbish them at all.
You could technically run Windows 10 on a Vista machine, but it's probably going to need $200 in upgrades to get it to the point where it'll be decent.
So why bother
And
then?
it's not worth it for a machine that's that old. It's essentially, yeah.
All
they're,
right.
they're not as easy to check out as Macs, like there's no central serial number on a generic machine.
Right.
Although Dell and HP do have that same kind of thing, so you can look those up if you know where to go.
Yeah, because Mac, I mean, they've been doing it for a long time too, right?
Yeah, it's they're the only ones who make
They're
their own hardware. So
entity.
generally, if it's Windows 7 or newer, got 4 gigs of RAM or more, you're pretty much going to be okay.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
And that's what I got to say about laptops. You know, what other features you're looking for, like an HDMI connection to go to your big screen TV, or wireless networking, or the ever popular DVD drive, so you can play movies.
Right. And music.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Because things like that are changing.
If you're still in the process of ripping your music collection into iTunes, you can do it on a machine like this.
Handy.
That kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I know Mac, they have a separate little drive too that you can also, that's what I use now. But it's not that convenient because they're two separate entities,
Extra stuff
right?
hanging out of a laptop just drives you nuts when you're on the road trying to do it,
It
trying
does,
to deal with it, right?
totally, yeah. Yeah.
And then I also brought this old tower
Look
as
at this,
just a hulk.
And you know,
explain a
I
few
even remember
things.
the old monitors. They used to be like ginormous,
Just
and
huge.
now things have totally
We're
streamlined.
a lot slimmer.
Yes, we are.
I got this as a used machine, and when I opened it up, I discovered, let's see, maybe you can get a shot in there, that somebody's fixed the video card and like glued on a new fan onto it. They've actually done a really good job in this case, but that's not always the case when you open up a used machine.
No.
Maybe somebody's teenager has had it and tried a few MacGyver repairs on it or something. You know, so that bears looking at. But one of the biggest things you can check for in a getting older tower is to open it up and look at all the capacitors on the motherboard.
Right.
I keep running into machines all the time where they're starting to swell or even bursting, and if that's happened, that machine's done. There's no repairing that. It's not worth buying. It's not worth doing anything with.
Anything at all.
Yeah,
so
just recover your data or whatever, and then recycle it.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Now, look at that, eh? Things have come a long way, haven't they?
sure have.
Because even my tower, I don't even.
A lot slimmer
There's
now.
not many towers around anymore.
Yeah, I don't see that many towers. Like, people used to ask me more regularly about building a custom system or that kind of thing, but really it's not such the case anymore.
Now, if people want to get rid of their computers, would they be able to come in and see you?
Yeah, if anybody gives me a call, I love picking up old hardware, adding it to the collection.
And you have a Facebook page?
I do, yeah. Should be in the credits down there.
Yeah. As well as they can also email you, is that right?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Dave. I
My
really
pleasure.
appreciate your coming and showing us great gift ideas, because I think that's awesome for Christmas.
All right, you're
Thank you. And now we are going to go to Brian on the main
Thanks.
set.
Thanks, Anna. A little less high-tech, a little more low-tech. We're going to talk about a program that's a brand new program, and it's called Hoodies for the Homeless. And I've got with me today Connor Ingram and Alex Reyes. Alex is with Loud Alive. Connor, you came up with this idea. Can you tell us a little bit about where this all came to be?
4 years ago, I was homeless, so I knew that when I was able to come back from being homeless, I needed to make a change. So Loud Alive has partnered up with everything we do in order to give back to our community. I want to make 1 million people's lives changed. I don't want to make $1 million off of it. It's all about giving back.
Okay. And one small step at a time is this. You're providing some hoodies for those people who are homeless on the streets. And tell us a little bit about your concept. What does it involve?
Pretty much, someone buys a hoodie for $50, and the homeless get one hoodie, and you get a hoodie. So you're walking away feeling amazing about helping, but you also walk away with a brand new hoodie.
Okay, we're going to bring down your model. Allie's coming down here right now, and she's got a sample of what this hoodie is. Let's have her come over, and this is the hoodie that you can get, and it's got not only that, but a contact for more people to get involved in the program. Hashtag Hoodies for the Homeless. And I'm going to thank you, Allie, and I'm going to talk to your partner in this whole operation, Alex Reyes. You're with Loud Alive. You've been here before, but tell us about this particular program, what the details are.
You have to understand, Brian, Hoodies for the Homeless is a campaign for change. And anybody can get involved because anybody can make a change, right? But if you'd like to get involved, I understand right now it's really cold, isn't it?
Yes.
It is. So you don't have to actually come out with our team on December 31st. You can actually buy a hoodie today for $50. One hoodie goes to you, and one hoodie goes to a homeless person in need on Vancouver Island. Now, our community has until December 16th to fundraise $2,500, and well, we've already done that. So we're gonna double that, and we wanna make a change this year.
Good, that's great. Now, you're starting right here in the Nanaimo.
Yes.
This is your start point. But Connor, you said you want to get this down into Victoria, and the island is a start point for your ambition. Tell us a little bit about that.
I want it to go more farther. It's great to have it as a community, and I want to be able to change our community and feeling more loved at around this time of year. But not just at this time of year. It's a struggle from every day. It's always a struggle. So by taking this, we're able to manifest something even bigger.
Okay.
I want to be able to take it further. Yeah. You know.
Okay. Now this is a start. It's very simple. Now the contacts are, and Alex, your Loud Alive website has information and the details on where you can pick some of these hoodies up locally, how you can order them and get them in town here in Nanaimo. What's that website?
You can actually visit our website, www.loudalive.com, and buy a hoodie today. Or you can contact us at local retailers that are supplying.
Okay. And as we looked at earlier, you can even, if you have Twitter, you can direct your questions to hashtag Hoodies for the Homeless.
Now, actually, I just want to make one thing clear, okay? Connor right here was a youth with an idea. He had a dream. He had a passion for something that he wanted to do. But you need to understand something. Everybody is scared of one thing, and that's the word fear. They're scared of this, but Loud Alive will help you. We'll help you, because if you have an idea, we can turn it into something real.
Great. And you've been with some other programs. It's a great concept, helping community in this town. Don't forget, Hoodies for the Homeless. Let's turn it over to Shea and a little bit of laughter.
Thanks, Brian. I'm here with Master Certified Life Coach, Lynn Brunet, to talk more about Revved and Ready for 2016, which is happening December 27th from noon till 4.
Yes.
And you're going to do some of the visioning, and then you're going to wrap it up with some laughter yoga.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us more about what is laughter yoga?
So laughter yoga is nothing like yoga. The only thing yoga about it is the breathing, which is really, really important. So what we do is laughter exercises. And I love it because I'm not a runner. So doing this is kind of equal to that.
Like a bit of cardiovascular?
Yeah, it definitely warms you up. It's good for your core, and it really provides some good exercise. But it also provides really good mental health as well. It sets you in a good positive mind frame. It helps with sleeping. It helps with allergies. It helps to lower blood pressure. So, you know, we know laughter is the best medicine, but laughter is only good medicine if you can sustain it for 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh,
now, we're not going to do that now.
No, unfortunately, we only have 4 minutes. So.
That's true. So don't leave laughter to chance. So we say that we don't laugh because we're happy because we laugh. And you can train yourself to laugh. And in this world that, you know, another terrible tragedy happened in the world. So many things are happening and we get so serious and that just becomes automatic. And we really need to loosen up a little bit and have some fun. And
it's a very stressful time of the year, getting everything
Christmas,
organized and the in-laws.
Stressed and I gotta buy this and I gotta buy that and cook this and oh my God.
All right, so let's.
So
everyone try this at home.
We can
everyone
spread
in the
out
studio.
a little bit.
Stand
and
up.
So
if
what
you're
we
on
do,
your couches.
Laughter yoga operates on a chant of ho ho ha ha ha. How great does that
very
fit
appropriate. Santa Claus. Channel our inner Santa Claus.
So we always do ho ho ha ha ha, and we warm up our diaphragm. So we'll just do that a little bit. Just follow along. And we're going to be silly, we're going to look crazy, but that's the fun of it, right?
Perfect, yes.
So we're going to go ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Add something. Ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Excellent. So we're warmed up a little bit. You can feel it, right?
Definitely.
So then we'll do some laughter exercises, and it, you know, it's the fake it till you make it. You kind of start out a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay, okay, and then before you know it, you're kind of laughing, and it sort of. So we'll do one of my favorite exercises, and it's called cocktail laughter. So we'll mix a cocktail, and it goes like this. We got our shakers, and we just go ho. Ho, and then we drink it and laugh. Ho, ho, one more. Ho, ho, and then what I usually do is go, very good, very good, yay! And we shake it out. So the yoga part is the deep breath because, you know, as we work out, then we've got to. So we usually take a deep breath in, raise your arms up, hold your breath for a minute, and then you exhale and down, shake it out. So that really is, and then up. And then you can do it to however it feels. If you can't bend over all the way, whatever, but that's what's so great about this. So we'll do a real good, another exercise that is called roller coaster laughter.
Fun.
We've been on a roller coaster, right? You know how everybody. So it goes like this. Whoa. 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 And then I usually go, very good, yay! So since it's winter, see?
Anna's always laughing.
Oh, you would be fantastic for a full session. So it's winter, and so we're going to do penguin walk laughter, but we're not really going to penguin walk. We'll walk in place.
Oh, cute.
And it goes like this, because everything we do is laugh and funny. And we go like this. Oh, very good, yay!
Awesome. Thanks
I'm
so
gonna dry
much,
mouth.
Lynn. That was so great. So be sure to do this all at home, especially those stressful times.
I was like, what the heck is going on here? I've been telling jokes on the show for 4 years, and I can't get one laugh, and all of a sudden
No, you gotta walk like a penguin.
laughter yoga on here, and all of a sudden everyone's laughing. So. Awesome, great stuff.
Awesome,
Lynn,
thanks.
thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
One of the great takeaways, again, I think, as you mentioned, I mean, there's so many rough things in the world and our own lives, so often we're looking for an excuse or reason to make us laugh, but to generate laughter within ourselves and those good feelings, we can do that. And
we can.
So big thing to get. So again, thank you very much for spreading that message and for being here. Yeah, and Shea, thanks again for putting us on
Matt.
as well. And,
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, Kasey, Anna, I think I saw Kate and Brian over there doing some moves as well. And I got to say, loving all the laughter put together, very important. I mean, and in terms of laughter yoga, it's something you can do even if you haven't had any Richard Pryor experience. So So now, and I mean, again, don't worry about looking foolish. Everyone makes mistakes early on. I mean, it's sort of that something can always go wrong, right? Eddie Murphy's Law. So anyways, plus also laughter yoga, it's not terribly expensive. So you don't need to go out there and be a Robin Williams of bank whatsoever, because then you have to escape in your getaway Johnny car, son. You know, and then you might swerve into that Rodney Dangerfield and then crash into a stop sign. So if you saw a stop sign, well, that's how the sign felt over there. So anyways, of course, then you crash, you Lenny bruise your shoulder, you have to go to the doctor, and I hope he doesn't tell you to turn your head and Andy Kaufman. Anyways, I've got Bob Hope, we can turn things around. So before I escape for a drink to the Roseanne bar, have too much, may have to Jim carry me home after too many glasses of that Howie Hennessy cognac. Now, you shouldn't drink too much, though. It's an important message for the holidays, because if you do, you'll need a new liver, and you'll need a Bob Newhart. Bob Newhart. Oh man, the groans. Okay, so I'm going to quickly get here. So thank you so much to all of our guests, hardworking volunteers and staff behind the cameras, in front of the scenes, behind the scenes. Huge thank you to Mambo Pizza, who provided those big pizzas that I ate halfway through the show, but usually they feed our very, very hungry crew here. Thanks to Mambo Pizza for that. You can actually find the show on Shaw TV on Facebook. Check us out, facebook.com/the show on Shaw. You can also check out previous episodes of the show right there, and also on YouTube. Just search up for the Shaw TV Central Vancouver Island YouTube page. And if you have an event, cause, demonstration, or issue you'd like to bring to the show, we'd like to hear from you. Always looking for great Central Vancouver Island guests, so drop a line to our executive producer, Kate Bergen, at kate.bergen@sjrb.ca. And if you want to volunteer to be on the show, to be a host, a camera operator, lots of stuff you can do, drop a line to our volunteer coordinator, Melissa Hall. That's at melissa.hall@sjrb.ca. All right, before we finish off the show, episode number 102, though, time for one more song from our good friend Snake Island Railroad behind me. This song is called Jesus on the Mainline. Cheers, and thank you so much for watching the show right here on Shaw TV.
Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. You got to call him up and tell him what you want. But if you want into that kingdom, tell him what you want. If you want into that kingdom, tell him what you want. If you want into that kingdom, tell him what you want. You got to call him up and tell him what you want. Oh, Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. You got to call him up and tell him what you want. His line ain't never busy, tell him what you want. His line ain't never busy, tell him what you want. His line ain't never busy, tell him what you want. You got to call him up and tell him what you want. Call him up. But if you're down and wanna get up, tell him what you want. If you're down and wanna get up, tell him what you want. If you're down and wanna get up, tell him what you want. You got to call him up and tell him what you want. Oh, Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. You got to call him up and tell him what you want. A little more guitar. Oh, Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. Oh, Jesus on that main line, tell him what you want. You got to call him up and tell him what you want. Tag it. You got to call him up and tell him what you want.